Okay. Okay, just tell me if you can see my screen. Can you?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So thank you for joining, everyone. So my name is Arpan Abhishek. I'm a second year CSE student, and I've been using React for about 2 years now. I have done about 6 internships in the subject, and I absolutely love React. So I actually missed out this thing in the form. How many of you are familiar with React? Like, have started learning? Anyone?
Yeah, I'm just trying to.
Okay. So can I get
But
more?
I like React because I have listened more about React, that it is cool, it is very familiar, friendly, and it
It
is
is.
just emerging technology in the industry. So I am planning to, but I want to clear my basics upon HTML, CSS, and JavaScript first, so that
Okay.
it never in a breaker in my path to learn React.
Right, right. So before learning React, you would need, a basic understanding of JavaScript at least. So if you have that, React would be a piece of cake, because React is pure JavaScript. Unlike other frameworks, like JavaScript frameworks, React is a library. So you don't have to do certain things a certain way, right? That's why it's not a framework, full-fledged framework. So you're free to do anything in React, and that's what make it beautiful, right? So anyone else who knows React, like, have started learning it?
Yeah, hi Arpan, Harshit here. I know React.
Hi.
Yeah, I've been learning it. I've started learning in 2021. I've been learning it for quite some time, and yeah, it's pretty good. I'm really enjoying it. The way
I
it
know,
is
right?
easier to do things in
Right,
React
right.
is yeah the way like a simple counter application which is difficult to like there's too many lines of code in vanilla JS
Yeah,
when
we will
compared
actually
to
compare vanilla JavaScript with React in a few slides.
yeah yeah when compared it with the hooks and all that it's pretty easy, pretty
Yeah,
simple.
hooks is amazing. Yeah, and today we will be covering two of the very important hooks, the useState and useEffect. So yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, so those of you who know React, do you know what SPAs are? So when you start learning React, there is a buzzword, single page applications, right? You hear it a lot, right? So do you have any idea what they are? If not, I'll tell you. So basically, in a traditional web
yeah,
app, yeah,
yeah, it's okay. You tell. I was about to tell what SPA is, but it's fine. You go ahead.
yeah, okay. So in a traditional website, every time you click on a link in a website, the browser goes to the server and downloads an HTML file, right? But in SPAs, once you visit the web page, right, it downloads a single HTML file with JavaScript, obviously, and after that, everything is handled by JavaScript. Every link you click, the JavaScript dynamically render it to your page. It does not go to the server and downloads another HTML file, which is really fast, right? So I'll just show you an example. So this is a traditional web app, and notice here, right? So when I click JavaScript, it reloads the page, right? And this is the thing that we are going to build today. So no matter which link I click, it does not refreshes the page, and that makes it really fast, right? It's downloading the things from the server, obviously, but that's not HTML file, right? And if I view the page source for this page and let's say this page and compare the both, like um, so as you can see, there are not a lot of HTML file, and if I compare it, both pages are exactly identical, and everything on the HTML side is handled by this JavaScript, which is SPAs or single page applications, right? Okay, so handling
So
DOM,
I have a question.
yeah, sure.
So what is the basically difference between, so what is the drawback or not of not refreshing and refreshing?
It makes
So
it makes it fast. Like every time you have to download something, right, from the server, but in SPAs it's not the case.
Okay.
Right. So that makes it really fast compared to the traditional websites. Cool. Okay, as Harshit said, vanilla JavaScript is painful, like especially working with DOM, right? So this is a snippet of one of my previous projects. So the request thing here is coming from the server, and the request div, I'm dynamically entering the HTML, and I'm adding these three buttons, right, dynamically. And after since it is dynamically added, I have to reselect all the buttons after this inner HTML and again add an event listener, which is a lot of work to do, right? But apart from this also, if you are updating something on HTML, you have to keep track of everything in your vanilla JavaScript, right? If you have used JavaScript, you will completely relate to this. Yes. So in React, you do not have to do that. In React, we have something called as virtual DOM, and this is really cool. So we have to work just with the virtual DOM, and it is exactly the copy of real DOM, right? And whenever a change is there in the virtual DOM, it's React's job to just compare the real DOM with virtual DOM and just update that small part which is changed, and which makes it really, really powerful, right? So that was all the React overview, and we can just go straight to the coding part, right? Okay, so before that, can I ask everyone to, those who can switch on the camera so we can just take a screenshot? Like those who can, please. Okay. Can I change the scene? Let's see. Okay. Anyone else? No problem. Let me just take this. All right. All right. So let's move ahead. And let me show you the overview of the website that we are going to build. It's not very complex website. It's just listing out the videos that we are getting from a server. Okay, and you can just go ahead, and this is the embedded YouTube. If you might have seen it on different websites as well. You can simply play the video from here, and yeah, and you can add more videos to this. And let me just copy this link and add it here. Okay, so it was added, and you can also add a batch of videos at once. So that's all that we're gonna build. And yeah, one more thing, that you can delete the videos, right? And at once you can delete all the videos, right? So that's the complete application that we will be building. Let's start with the, yeah. So, okay, so I guess all of you have a node installed, right? Because I asked. If you haven't, please go ahead and install because you won't be able to, follow. So to check the node installed, you can simply type node space v in your terminal, and it should give a version that is installed. Okay, please confirm that you have node installed.
Node space v.
Minus v.
No.
Are we good?
5.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, so once you have node installed, if anyone is facing issue, please let me know. Okay, we can help out. Okay, so once you have node installed, you can simply go ahead and type npx space create dash react dash app, and you can just name your app that you want. I will call it uvid. You can call it anything. So npx space create dash react dash app space the name of your folder or project, which you want to call it, and just press enter. So this create React app is a very cool utility. It will give you a lot of things. And one of the most cool thing
वे
is
साला
this label.
थोड़ा इतना फास्ट का जा रहा है.
Sorry. Okay. So you can back up a little. Any problem? Any problem?
Yeah, Arpan, what was the command?
Yeah, what is that line?
Yeah, so the command is npx. Wait, you can access the chat. Can you?
Bro.
I'm not sure. I'll just paste it in the chat. Just let me know if you can access the chat.
No, we are not able to access it, Arpan.
Okay, no problem. So the command is npx space create dash react dash app, create react app space the name of your app which you want to give.
I think just a question. Just wanted to know, can't we like have it like npm install globally and create React app
Yes,
here?
we can, but it will install the create react app utility globally, but you can use it without even installing. So why use space in your
Okay,
computer?
cool. Actually, yeah, okay, perfectly fine. Actually, I'm just a beginner, so just wanted to
Yeah,
know.
no
Okay,
problem. No problem. Yeah. So this will go ahead and install all the dependencies that you would need. And after that, it should give you a bunch of commands. So I'm using yarn. That's why it's giving me yarn start. But in your case, if you don't have installed yarn, it will give you npm start. Once you're there, please let me know. Are we good? Any problem?
I'm installing.
Okay. So it will take some time to install. Till then, we can see the things that you will get after create react app is done installing, right? So it will give you a utility called Babel. So we all know that JavaScript is, regularly updated, right? And it's very hard to, support all the browsers, the compatibility, right? So Babel makes it easy for all the older browsers to support the newer version of JavaScript. It basically transpiles the newer syntax to older syntax. And this enables us to do amazing thing. Like we can use JSX, and I'll show you what it is. So this is something, this is like HTML syntax, right? But you can't write HTML in JavaScript. You can obviously write inner HTML and enclose it in a, string, but we can write actually HTML inside JavaScript when we have, React and Babel. So this basically transpiles to react.create element. So it will, on HTML, it will create a div element, and the null is basically the child of this. So inside, if we pass hello, it will have this, and we can also pass, class name. We'll see these in details. So basically we can add properties to this, right? So Babel helps us to, write these kind of syntax and don't have to worry about the browser will understand or not, right? Another thing that Create React app gives is the Webpack, right? So Webpack basically compiles or minifies all our JS file and optimize it for production. So we don't have to worry about the production level code, and that's amazing. And Create React app is backed by Facebook, so you don't have to worry about if it's yeah. So you can rely on it basically. Okay, so is it done? Anyone?
Yes.
It's done, right? So you can simply cd into your file. Can you see my terminal, or should I make it bigger, like the font size? So you can simply go npm start and it will start your development server. But before that, let's open the project in our code editor, right? So I'm using VS Code, so I can simply go code and dot. So it will open the current directory in my code editor. And after that, I can simply call npm start. Okay, so this is the starter file that we get from Create React app, and we'll explore the folder structure just now. So just tell me if you have this installed and we can move ahead.
After opening it in our VS Code, we need to just start it, right?
Yeah, you can simply use the terminal, right? The dedicated terminal for starting React. And we can use the VS Code terminal if you want to install any other dependencies, which we will. Hey guys, let me know when you're done.
Done, Arp.
Okay, I was waiting for you guys. Okay, so all of you have this, right? This running.
Yeah.
Okay, so we can see that there's the node modules we can simply ignore because that's where the dependencies will be installed. If you have used node, you would know it. But basically, this will contain all the packages that we download and install for our project, right? In the public folder, you will save all your image file, and a single HTML that we saw was downloaded, right? This was that HTML file which we saw in the source file, right? This is the only single HTML file which will be downloaded and rendered on the page. Everything else will be done inside this source folder, src folder, and the index file, index.js, will be the starting point of our app. So basically, we are having two React packages. One is React and one is React DOM. So React will give us the access to JSX and other React thing, and the React DOM will give us the access to rendering the files on the DOM, right? So here we are simply importing a app component. What's a component we'll see, and it is simply selecting the root ID div, right? We saw this in HTML file. This is the div with ID root, and inside index.js, we are simply selecting it. and using react.render and rendering the app component inside that. We don't have to touch this file right now. And this is simply what it is doing, right? Inside app.js is the code that is being rendered here, right? So we can simply remove this and try to, write our good old hello world. And we can see that in real time it gets updated. That's another good thing about create react app. It gives us hot reload. So whenever we make any changes, it will be re-rendered on our app. Okay. So are we clear till now?
Yes, bro.
Okay. So, well, CSS is straightforward only. We need to just import the app.css file and we can use class name. So since class is a JavaScript keyword, you know that we have classes and objects in JavaScript. So we cannot use the HTML class here. So we use class name for the classes, CSS classes, right? So inside app, you can see that it's exactly same CSS file. We just have to import this like this in JavaScript. Okay. Okay. So the component. Okay. So everything in React is a component, right? So you can see that we have similar looking these things, right? The video containers, right? Every one of these is a component, right? This thing, and we can simply just write it in a different HTML JavaScript file and simply import it inside our index.js or app.js, right? Like we are writing this app component elsewhere and just importing and rendering it inside app.js, right? So that's basically a component. It makes us, it makes it easy to maintain our code since a component is, separate, so we can handle it separately, right? Was that clear? Okay, so first we can go ahead and create a few folders inside src. So we can create components where we'll be storing all of our components. We can create pages as well, so we can have a different, pages folder. So all of these three pages, we have only three pages. There's add more page, the home page, and the single video page. So that will go inside pages. And one we can have config where we can store our API key. Well, not key, API URL. Okay, so we can simply go ahead and create a file inside like constants.js inside config. You're following, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so inside constant, since we will be, calling API to fetch the videos, right? And also to create new videos, we will be calling the APIs as well. So we would be using that a lot. So we can simply just save it to a variable and we can simply export constant API. And this is the API. So how should I give it to you? So you can simply like, can you type this? Let me just make it a big.
It's constants, right?
It's the file name, yeah, constants or contents. Wait. My bad.
Send it in WhatsApp, right? It'll be easy.
Oh, okay, okay. I'll okay. I have to open a WhatsApp. Okay. Did you get that? I have copied the complete code, like complete line. Export const API equals the URL. You got that, right? Yes, no, anything?
Got it, Arpan.
Okay, so now that we have that in place, we can start creating our first page. We can call it home.js inside pages, right? All of the pages will go inside pages folder inside src. Okay, so I have this cool thing, extension called React snippets, I guess. Okay, ES7 React Redux GraphQL snippets. Okay, if you want, you can install it. After that, you'll be able to just do this RAFCE, and it will create a component, ready-made component for you. Okay, but we can do that ourselves as well. So first we would need to import React. Yeah.
Yeah, this constants is inside the components folder, right?
No, it's inside config folder. Okay, so I created 3 folders inside src. One was components, one was config, one was pages. Inside pages, we'll be writing pages, and inside config, I just added a single constants.js, and I've added just a API URL. Cool.
So inside config is constants, and inside pages is the thing.
Home.js. Yeah, home.js. So if I'm going fast, just let me know. Okay. Is it fine?
Yeah.
Okay. So inside home, we need to import React so we can write JSX code. After that, we'll simply define a function. So it will be home, the same name as the file name, and it's not necessary to give that. And inside that, we'll just return a JSX. Okay, home page. And to access this inside app, we need to export this. Okay, so export default home. So what is default here and what is const here, right? You might be wondering. So default basically means whenever we import this file and we give it a variable name, right? Home from home. So the default, wait, it's inside pages, right? Pages and home. Okay, so the default will, we don't have to extract it from somewhere. It's the default whenever we import it. So this home contains this function. Okay, and when we have to import this kind of constants, we need to do something like, well, we can API from config and constants. So we need to destructure all of these things. So if we have another const API key, let's say, then we have to just give comma and import API key like that. Okay, that's the meaning of exporting constants and exporting default. Are we clear? Is that clear?
No, sorry, I missed that. Can you please repeat
Which one?
the difference between default and it's just the curly braces, right?
Yeah, so basically when we import it, right? So the curly braces is basically destructuring the thing, right? So
Yeah.
we can simply import constants, constants. Yeah. Now, if we want to use it, we have to do constants dot API, right?
Yes.
To
Yes.
use it. Yeah.
Yes.
But in the import statement only, we are just destructuring it and importing just the API key, not the complete file. But here with the default export, we are simply just importing this home file and we can simply use it because it's the default export.
It's the
Right.
default one. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Cool.
So we can change this with home, and we should see what homepage. Yeah, homepage. Amazing. Are you guys following? Yes, no, anything?
That API key is actually the backend, right?
The API, yeah, this is the backend URL. You don't have to worry about it actually. I have deployed it so you can use it. So you guys find how we are using this and all these. Any questions? Any question? No question? Okay, so to make it more dynamic, we can even pass, props. Oh, wait, let's just say props. Okay, so we can simply pass properties to the dev, right? So in JSX, in the Babel REPL, I showed you like we can have an object of properties, right? So I passed class name to that. We can here as well pass something like title, and I can simply say home page, right? So we can here use that property as well, and props dot home title. Okay, so let's home page title. Let's change it a bit. Okay, so to enter any JavaScript expression inside JSX, you need to enclose it in curly braces, right? And after you do that, we can simply use any JavaScript expression. So here we have a props object, and I'm just extracting the title from that. Is that clear? And we can see the homepage title, which we are passing from the parent component to the child component home. We can render that. Is that clear?
Yes.
Okay, so this is the one thing prop which we can pass from the properties that we can pass from parent to child, right? But every component can have its own state. What's a state? Basically a variable that will decide everything about the component, the rendered component, right? For the home page we can have state object, and for that we can use a hook called useState. Okay, so hooks are just basically like functions, simple functions, right? And we can use that inside functional component. You cannot use that in class component. If you have learned React before, you would see that there are two types of component: class component, which we won't be talking about that because it's not very used now. Okay, so we have to render videos, right? So we can create a videos um, state for the home page, and we can initialize it with an empty array because at the starting we won't be having any videos, right? Is that clear? What's the state? Hello? Hey guys, was that clear? Yes, no, anything?
Yeah, bro.
Please, yeah. Don't make it like an online class, please. So So the other thing that we'll be using the hook is called useEffect, and we'll be learning, useEffect and useState together. So uh, you'll understand it better. So useEffect is basically the thing that it can run function on different times, like when a component is mounted, right? When it is first rendered, useEffect will run a function that, right? So we can simply say something like, um, okay, I'll just disable my GitHub pilot, Copilot globally. Yeah. Okay, so console log and home page was rendered. So you can see that as soon as the home page was rendered, it logs to the console, right? So this is our time where we can fetch from the backend, right? So we want to fetch from the backend whenever the home page is being rendered, right? So did you get that? useEffect will basically render the first time when the component is being mounted. Okay.
Yeah, got
Okay. So have you used fetch in JavaScript, or do I need to explain it?
explain please.
Okay, so fetch API is basically inbuilt in JavaScript, and using this we can simply just make calls to another, servers, right? So my server is at this URL API, right? Where is it? Yeah, APIs. So I can simply call to this URL and get videos. So you can even do that in your browser, right? So wait, I'll just copy this. Copy this URL, and we have on slash videos. So we should get an array of videos. Okay. And this array, after fetching, we will be storing in our state, right? So we can render it. Is that clear? So first we need to call API slash videos. Okay. This will basically make the call to the server, and the server will return this array like in your browser, exactly same as your browser. And then we can chain a then call res. This will take an function, and we can simply call res.json to convert the response into JSON. Okay, so the first response, let's quickly see that as well. So when it's first fetched, it will give a lot of network information, like it was the status and everything. So we can simply, okay, so the response will contain the headers. Okay. And the status 200 was the, it was fetched or not. So okay is true. And whether it was redirected, so no, it was not redirected. Okay. So after that we just have to return from this the JSON, because we are interested in the JSON, right? So, because JavaScript object, right? So we can again chain a dot then call, and we can simply console.log, this time res. Okay, so this res is basically response. Okay, if you're confused, we can name it that response. Yeah, and this is also that, or you can call it result. Your wish. Result. Oh wait, this too. Yeah. Okay, so we get an array of the objects, right? This thing. Okay, were you able to get the array? Let's see.
सोर्स कोड दिखा दे यार एक बार.
Yeah. Yeah. So useEffect will basically take a function as its first argument, and I'm passing a empty array because I don't want to run it, again and again. So this is basically the dependencies array. So if we want to run it on a state change or prop change, we can simply pass it to this array, and whenever the state is changed, this will run this function again and again. But right now we just want to fetch the videos once whenever the component is being mounted. So useEffect will take one function and a dependencies array, which is empty right now because we don't want it to run again and again. Okay, any problems?
app.js file once.
Sorry?
The app.js file, could you show that once?
Yeah, in app.js file, we are just, importing the home page and we are just rendering the home page. This is the HTML like syntax, which will just render the home component. Nothing else has changed here. Is it fine?
Yeah, it's clear.
Okay. How about this?
Yeah, that's fine too.
It's fine too. Okay, so useState will give us two things. One is the videos, the actual array of videos, which is initialized with an empty array. And the other thing is a set video, or the function which will change the videos, right? So here we have the result. We just console logged it, and we can simply say set videos and pass videos. Now this is an asynchronous function. So if we just console log it simply like here, console log videos, we won't be able to see it, right? Let's see. So if we console log it, you can see this is empty array, but let me show you this. Let's just console log it after useEffect. Set videos result. My bad. Should be result. Let's see. It's still here empty, right? And when we see in component, we can see the state has the arrays, right? So how we can make sure and console log it, right? Was that clear? I haven't done a lot. I've just called this set videos and passed the result, right? So it basically sets the value of videos to this result, the state, right? This is a state change basically. Was that clear?
So is set videos like an inbuilt function?
No, it's not an inbuilt function. We can call it anything, right? It basically, given by useState utility hook, right? So it gives us two things. The actual state, right, which is empty right now. The initial value is empty, which is videos, and the other thing is used to set this or change the value of this state, right? So set videos is used to change
Okay,
this videos
so
values.
right now there are basically two states in that, and we are using we're changing
We have
state
one
from
state.
videos to set.
We have one state. Videos is the state.
Okay.
Set videos is basically used to change the state.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And now anyone if you can ask that why are we not using the simple, variables, right? We can simply use let videos, and we can just set the value of videos here, right? Videos equals result, right? Videos 1, videos 1, and console log dot log videos 1, right? This should also work, right?
It would, but it would give the first element only.
Wait, we are just console logging, so let's check, right? Video without state, right? So we are able to console log it. So why not use it like that only? Why we are using state? What's the point? Can you guess? Anyone take a wild guess?
Yep. If the state of component changes, we can rerender the component based on the new
Exactly.
state. That's mostly why we use it.
Exactly. So whenever a state change is happening, this thing is re-rendered on the page, right? And it's not it will not happen with a variable change, right? That's why we are using state. So every component will have a state which will change. Whenever it's changed, the component will be rendered. Now how can we see the output, like the state is changed, like it's asynchronous? So how can we console log it? So one thing I just told you, that we can use effect and we can run it every time, anytime we want it, right? So we can simply just console log videos, and we want to run it whenever videos is changed, right? I told you about the dependencies array, right? So we can console log every time videos is changed, right? So to okay, so I'll just remove these two console logs. We don't want this. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so you can see that all of this is coming from the line number 18 in home, right? This console log. So the first thing is when the first time the videos is empty array, initialized with empty array, and the second time when it's changed and it is fetched from the server, right? So that's how you can use useEffect and run a function on a dependency array. Was that clear? Was that clear?
Yes.
Sorry?
Yeah, it was clear. For me, it was clear.
Okay. For anyone, like not clear?
No, but I just want to come off mute to say you're smashing this alpha upgrade. Keep on going.
Sorry?
You're smashing this alpha upgrade. It's Asmi here. Keep on going. Well done.
I'm not able to understand you. Sorry. What's that?
Can you hear me properly?
Is it just for me, or is your voice, cracking?
He says, well done.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you. I'm sorry, I couldn't understand you. Okay. Anyways, so now we have videos array. Now we can, start rendering the components, video components, right? And because we will have a lot of video components, I want to, start making files in the components directory, right? So we can simply go ahead and call video.js, right? Now, if you have installed snippets, you can simply call RAFCE and it will create that. But if you haven't, we can simply call import react from react, right? React and const video equals and export default video. Now we can return a div with, let's say, video written on it. And now here what we can do, we can map over this videos array, right? So once we get videos, you can simply say videos.map, and I'll come to it, and we can simply render. Wait, we need to first import the videos, video component, video from component directory and video. Okay, and now we can simply render video. No errors. Let's see. Okay, so we have 12 videos written on the screen, right? And we'll get to this warning, but yeah, were you able to do it? 12 videos written on a screen. It was fast, was it?
No, I was okay.
It was okay, right?
Yep.
Okay, so here you can imagine that we would need this props, right? Because to render the title, the image, and the link for the video, well, not link, but all the other things, we would need props, right? So let's start passing the props. What all we have for individual videos? We have author URL, we have thumbnail, we have title URL. Okay, so in this page, I'm just rendering image and title. So let's start with that only, right? We can render this in individual video component. For the home screen, let's just render the thumbnail and title. Sounds good? Okay, so let's pass title equal. Now I told you that if you want to use JavaScript inside JSX, we need to enclose it in curly braces, and then we can simply say video, which we are getting from this dot title, and we can say thumbnail equals video dot thumbnail. Okay, so here we can simply say props, but let's just destructure here only, like we are doing for the API. Let's just destructure because we have just two things. So we can simply say title thumbnail, right? So any problem with that?
Nope.
Sorry?
No.
Okay.
Can you repeat it once?
Which part?
The thumbnail part.
Okay, so each video, this is the video array, right? This thing is video array, 12 videos we are getting, and each object has thumbnail property and a title property, right? So I haven't explained map right now. Let's get to that. So every array has a method map, right? So we are calling videos.map, and it takes a function. Basically, it will, modify the array and return. So we are just taking the object array and converting it to JSX and returning it. And inside the parameters of the function, we are getting the individual video object, and from that we can extract title and thumbnail, which we are getting inside the video object. Was that clear or confusing? Sorry?
It was clear.
Okay, I guess there's some network issue from my end. It's heavily raining this side. So yeah. Okay. So let's check if we are getting a title and thumbnail. Console.log title thumbnail. Let's console.log, and yeah, we are getting title and thumbnail.jpg, the URL for thumbnail. Okay, cool. So okay, this warning, each child in the list should have a unique key prop, Okay, so we are getting a unique underscore ID, so we can give that. So what we have to do whenever we are mapping over the array and rendering multiple elements at once, so React needs to know, like, for I told you that it scans the virtual DOM with real DOM, right? So React should know which element to change if anything is updated, right? So that's why we need to give a unique key property. So we can give video dot underscore ID to this, so it knows, and the warning should go away right now. Let's see, refresh. Yeah, awesome. Okay, so now we can simply say something like img, and we can give src the thumbnail, and we can give an alt title, and we can give a paragraph, and we can say title. Right, it should work. Yeah, let me just go ahead and delete this. Okay, now we were able to render the videos to the screen. I have one little thing. I need to delete this class name because it was given by the React. So yeah, that's fine. Okay, were you able to do it? Any problem? Tell me.
Can you show the code?
Yeah, which one? Video?
Yeah.
Okay, so you just want to see it, or you have any doubt?
No, I just want to see it.
Okay. Let me know when you're done. Anyone else? Any doubt?
Arpan,
Yeah.
yeah, I have a doubt because I left the meeting at the starting only when you are explaining. Right now I'm resuming myself from here only, but it's not been problem. But the thing is that I have installed npm, but when I am writing npm version dash version in my VS Code terminal, but it is showing not recognized.
NPM is not recognized.
Yes.
I guess you haven't installed Node.
No,
Have
I
you installed?
think the flag is npm dash dash version, not dash version.
Yeah, that's the thing, but it should not show the NPM is not recognized, right?
I am writing down that node space dash dash version also, but is again is showing that node is not recognized.
Yeah, so you need to install Node, or if you have installed Node, you need to add it to your path.
Oh,
So you have
okay, okay.
installed Node?
I will manage it. Okay, okay, no
Uh,
problem. You can
I
continue.
have a suggestion here.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you go and install now, it will take a lot of time. You might miss out on something. So just go to Google and search for Code Sandbox and
Yeah.
try to do it from there.
Yeah,
Thank you.
codesandbox.io. Yeah, it's also
Thank
there.
you.
Code Sandbox, and just start with one React project over there. Sign up and start a React project, and you can follow along.
Right. Thank you, Ashit.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay. So after this, we just have to style the videos. So do you want me to style it, or should I just copy the CSS?
I think copying the CSS would be much better.
Right.
Yep.
So I have to open the okay, let's see. So how should I give? Oh, wait. So inside style src, you need to create another folder, styles. Style or styles? I'm not sure. So for every page, I'll be creating for every page and every component, I'll be creating a style CSS. So you can simply go ahead and type home.css. Let's make it capital only. I'm not sure what did I do for that. Okay, I kept it small, no worry. So should I give it on WhatsApp only, all the styles? Will it be
I
fine?
think that works. I think that will work.
Okay, so I'll keep it lowercase only. Okay. Okay, so one is home.css. You can simply go ahead and type, wait, home.css. You need to do it in inside styles folder. Okay. Another one would be add.css. Just have to remember the class names, hopefully. Okay, add.css, done. And what's up? Add.css. And wait, let me check. Loading.css. We'll be creating that. Okay. Loading.css. Not a lot of code. Loading.css. And video. Yeah, this one. So video.css. Okay. Video.css. And the last thing, video page.css. Video page.css. Okay, let me know when you are done with this video page.css. Oh, that was a lot of CSS. Anyways, we'll be needing video.css right now. Let's see what all styles do we need. Are you done? Let me know. Damn. Are you done with all the CSS files?
Yes.
Okay, just one yes.
I think everyone's done. Or maybe just give them another minute.
Yeah, sure. Let me just check the video.js here. We have the first thing, video container. Okay, then we have link, and yeah, it's cool. Okay, we have a div around the image. Let's see. Okay, should we continue? So now to use the styles, we obviously have to import the styles first. So that's under styles. And for JS files, you would see that you wouldn't need to, write .js, but for CSS, you need to write CSS. So we have to import video.css. And let's give class name and check if it is imported. So I'll give it video-container. The spelling is right. Okay. Okay, were you able to add the styles? Yes, no, yes, no. Hey guys, is it fine? Okay, so in the home page also we can add a div around the videos map, and to that div we can give a class name of videos. That's right, videos, yeah. And this should make it in a flex. It should, oh wait, we need to import, my bad. Import styles home.css, and yeah, there we have it. All of you were able to reach at this point? It's fine? Not this one.
Yes.
Okay, so we don't actually need props, so we can delete this. Yeah. So now that we have videos, we can start, redirecting to the different pages. So how do you think we should do that? Like, I want to redirect to individual videos ID page, video/ID. So do you think there's a way to use dynamic URLs in HTML?
Yeah, you can do it in React.
React router.
Okay. So yeah, just go to React router, just search on Google. You'll get the quick start guide, and you should be able to install it using npm, right? Just copy this npm install React router DOM. I'm using yarn, so I'll just use yarn add. If you're using yarn, you can use yarn add, but I'll just say yarn add React router DOM. And what I can do, I can simply copy this thing. So the second import from React router DOM in the quick start guide only. I'll just copy this and paste it in my app.js, because that's where I'll be, handling my, wait, where did my import React go? Import React from React. Okay, so I've imported a lot of things here. So let's go ahead and use this as well. So inside a div, I'll simply add this. So we don't actually need this. This is the link tag which we'll be using. The A tag is basically like this. This is like the A tag in HTML, right? So this won't refresh the page. It will just redirect or render that component, right? So we won't need a navigation right now here. So this switch is something that we want. Yeah, so yeah, so this browser router is basically the wrapper class, which will wrap all the things that we want to route, right? So this will be the global component for your app, and inside it only will be rendering all other components. So if the switch component will basically, looks through its children route and render the first that matches the current URL. So we are so if the route path is /about, it will render the about component. If the route path is /users, it will render the users component, and if the path is /, we'll render the home component. Was that fine? So we don't have all these, so we will get an error. We should get an error. Yeah, so about and users not defined. So we can simply go ahead and remove this. Yeah, and instead that we can simply do route and we can do path equals, since we want a dynamic URL, so we can simply say URL/: video ID. Okay, this will make the URL dynamics. Okay, so everything which will be passed here, we can render a new page, and we need to create that page now. So we'll create a video page .js, and try to make your components start with a capital letter, because all the lowercase are HTML elements, right? So make your component start with capital letter. Okay, this was a lot of things. So any question? We have been doing this since a long time, so we can simply say video page, and we can import it video page from pages video page, and we can render it inside this video page. Okay, so let's test this out. We can go ahead on video / let's say anything, and it does not open that. Why? Oh, right. So this basically matches the first part. The / was matched. We saw that the switch will look through all of its children and render the first one that matches the current URL. So it was matching with /, right? /video. So it was matching with /. It was rendering the home route, and it should render the video page. Why it's rendering the home page then? Oh, right. We are rendering this. Okay. That should fix it. And when we go on just /, it should render home page. Awesome. Okay, let's take a break and see if you have any question. Any question? Faraz, can you mute if you don't have any question? Yeah, thank you.
Okay, I didn't realize that I had muted myself. Okay, so the part in the router, just minimize Teams. Yeah.
Sorry.
So in the router, if we say path equals just /, that will redirect us to the home page. So to go around it and fix it, we just put the part below the first part.
Yeah,
below the one that says
we can actually,
but we can actually keep it up and just say exact, right?
Yeah.
That was my point. So we can say exact and still keep it up. Still keep this route as the first one. That won't cause an issue, right?
I just wanted to tell you that switch will render the first one that matches the current URL. That's why I just moved it down. We can use it exact. Yeah, we can use exact. No worries.
Yeah, great.
Okay. Any other question? Or is it super clear? Anyone? No question? Varun?
I lost track. I'm figuring it out. Wait.
Okay, tell me where you lost. You don't actually need link. Okay, so all of you were able to follow with React Router DOM, because we were copying and pasting just so. Can we move ahead? Yes, no, anything, maybe.
I suppose it should move ahead.
Okay, so now we have a dynamic path, right? It will render at anything, like videos slash anything, right? It will render that only, but we want to render it on a video ID and want to, show the video, right? So how do we do that? Let's go ahead and Google that. Dynamic URL in React routed on. Okay, so I have opened that. So yeah, there's something called use params. Okay, and this will give us the access to the variable that we used here, right? So we just need to import from React router DOM, from React router DOM. We just need to import use params, right? And that should give us the access to video ID. I suppose that was the. I just copy and paste it here. Yeah, and let's just console log it just to check video ID. Or you know what? Why console log? Let's just print it on the page. Video ID. It's not printing. Why isn't it printing? Oh wait, I didn't call it. My bad. So you need to call it. Obviously, it's a hook function, right? So now it's giving you something, or well, anything that you type here. Cool. So now we can get the ID for the video, right? So what we can do, we can simply go ahead in the video and we can import link, which we just deleted from the app, right? From React router DOM, we'll import link, and now we would need an ID as well. So, oh wait, ID as well. So we'll just go to home and pass as prop ID equals video dot underscore ID. And now here we will get an ID, and what we'll do, we'll simply enclose this inside a link tag. My bad. Link, and this whole thing, and I can simply say to prop, and I have to use a JavaScript string so I can interpolate it. So basically I'll just move it to video slash ID and give a, yeah, wait, div, no errors. Let's move to home page and let's check clicking on it. Okay, so we are getting to the video ID page. Awesome. Any questions? Any questions? Were you able to follow? Yes, no, any question? Are you lost? I'm audible, right?
Can you repeat params things one more?
Sure. So where was it? In video page. Okay, so Params is basically these things, right? So in the route path, this thing, after colon, whatever we give, it becomes a parameter, right? Params basically means parameter. So this is dynamic, right? Anything which will give it after video, the value of video ID will be that, right? So to extract that inside our component, we are using use params hook, which is given by React router DOM. And inside that, we can simply extract that. Basically, what we have been doing, we are just, destructuring the object, right? We'll get params. So params.video ID, or we are simply just extracting the video ID. And we are just, rendering it to the page inside the div. That's the complete thing of param, to make it dynamic, the video page dynamic, right? So for every video, the page, this page will be dynamic. I'm not sure if you can tell it's different. Okay, was that clear? Somewhere, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Okay, so I hope that was clear. Now, since we are just getting the video ID, we would need to fetch the video details, right? So here again, we will use useEffect and useState to manage the state, right? So useState will create a video state for this component, and useEffect will help us to fetch the data, right? So let's just create const, I don't know, video, and set video, and use state. The initial state, we should keep it empty object or maybe null. I don't know, anything you can take. And for useEffect, I wanna run it at the very beginning, or maybe let's just run it when we get the video ID, right? Okay, so now again we will fetch from the API, and for that we would need to import API from, well, config constants, right? So API slash video, and I believe it's slash ID, so I'll give it ID. I'll just check it once. Wait, video ID, it's video ID. And to make sure a video ID is not null or anything, we can pass it like video ID. If there's video ID, fetch. And again, dot then there is the response. We don't need that from Express. Okay, response equals, we'll just return a response.json, and again a dot then call. We can simply console log, right? Result, we can simply console log result. Yeah, let's see if that works. Let me just confirm if it's that only, the APIs slash, oh, that's delete, post slash video slash ID. Wait, should we get right? Yeah, slash video ID. Yeah, okay. Okay, so we're able to come till here. Let's see if we get, yeah, we get an object of that video ID. Okay, so here we can confirm. So this is why I use Linux. And if we click on another video, like Linux users explaining, we should get a different, yeah. So this is in fact a dynamic URL, right? Was that fine? I know this was a lot. So if you have any question, please ask. Hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Guys, any question?
No questions, I suppose.
Sorry?
I think there are no questions.
Oh, okay. So it's fine, right? You can simply say it's clear also.
Yeah, it's clear.
It feels weird to talk to myself. Okay, so now that we get result, we can simply set video to that result. Awesome. Now we can, well, here let's create a loading screen. Okay, and just a moment. Yeah, so here let's create a loading component, loading.js, and this will be basically a loading screen. So I can call it, what should I call it? I'll give a title equals loading dot dot dot, and I will render title just in case if I want to show anything else instead of loading. So that's why I'll be using this, and I will pass it a class name because I have a loading CSS class name of loading, I guess, and I'll import that class name, import loading from wait, I have to import the CSS, my bad. Styles and loading.css. Phew. Yeah, that should do it. And let's go to now. How should we show it? Is another usage of state. So I'll just add a state is loading, and initially it will be loading. So I will set the initial state, set loading, set is loading equals use state, and the initial state would be true because it will be loading initially, right? The moment we fetch it and we set the videos, we'll set loading to false. Set is loading to false. Awesome. Now, if is loading is true, we will simply return the loading component. Now you see in VS Code, it will be, auto imported whenever I do this, right? So I need to return this. Now we all know that if we return something from the function will terminate, right? So this thing won't run if the loading is, true. Is loading is true, right? So we are just returning the loading component. Let's check if that's working. Wait, we are getting an error. Type error. Set is loading. Set video is not a function. What? It is a function. Set video is not a function. Why is that? It was working before, right? Is it working for you? Now set loading is not a function. Wow. Okay, there's something. Components loading.js. Okay. Is loading is true. So if is loading, return. Should be showing loading screen. Why isn't it showing loading screen? Okay, is it working for you guys, or is it all of us. Hello, hello. Oh, damn. Shit. My bad. This should be an array, not a object. Okay, silly mistake. No worries. It should work fine now. Yeah. Whew, okay. Okay. So okay, it was a lot of code. Any questions?
No.
It's fine.
Yep.
Okay. Okay, so let's just
Fine. It's fine.
player container. I'll just give the class name of player container to this, and inside that I believe I have what did I have? iframe, I guess, the YouTube iframe. So I'll tell you how to get it. You would simply go to any YouTube video. Let's open this up and copy embedded code. Okay, this will give you the HTML to embed YouTube videos, right? And now you can change it according. So now here's the thing. We need wait. Yeah, so we need the ID, right? But we are getting the URL for it, right? We need this part, right? So we need to have video. So we would need to, replace this with the ID, but we are getting URL. So first we have to get the URL from that. So what I'll do, I'll just simply say const URL ID equals, let's say, result.url.split, and I'll split it at equals, right? And I'll take the second thing and set the URL ID to that. Oh, let's console.log the URL ID first and check if that's working. URL ID, and let's clear the console, reload again, and yeah, I'm getting the URL ID. But is that the same ID? HB98, yeah. Okay, so now we'll be using that here, right? So let's get it working first, and then let's see how it's working. Okay, and I'll replace this with video, and yeah, this should work. Okay, that's the same. Let's open another. Yeah, it's working. Okay, so any questions how I did this?
No.
Sorry?
No questions, sir.
Okay, no questions. Fine. Okay, so in React, we would need to do the same thing as we do for class name. So frame border should be B capital, allow full string should be F capital and S capital, and we'll remove this, I guess. This should do, yeah. And in the video page.css, let's see, player. So we would need to add a div, I guess. Div inside that, and div, and I will say class name equals player, and inside player container we have an h2, so we would need a video, right? Okay, so URL ID, let's keep it URL ID, the state URL ID, and let's set URL ID to URL ID and set video to video. Set video to video result, complete result, and change this to URL ID. And now we have video and URL ID both, right? So this should be that. Yeah, it should work. Yeah, and let's add an h2 here, and we'll give video.title here. Yeah, and let's see how I'm styling that. So okay, so player is the class name for iframe only. We are not using any div, external div. So I'll remove that, remove this. Still nothing. Okay. Okay, so am I importing the CSS? Wow. Import styles dot video page dot CSS. Okay, I got that, and now it should work for every. Okay, we have a loading screen, and yeah. Okay, any problem in this page? Guys, hey guys, any problem? It's recording, right? Weird. Okay, if no problem, can we move ahead? We'll simply add a p tag by and add a tag to redirect to the author URL. So video.author URL, and we can simply say video.author here, .author. Yeah, again this will redirect us to the channel page of the core author. Okay, I guess this page is completely done. We just have to add a go back URL, and for that we would need a small this sign. So we'll be using Font Awesome for that. So we'll just go to fontawesome.com, and before that we will need to add a CDN in our HTML file. So Font Awesome CDN, and let's see, we'll go to cdnjs.com Font Awesome and copy the first link, like this one. Copy the link tag. Okay, reach till here and tell me. Just go to index.html and add it inside your head tag anywhere, like above your link only. So now we have Font Awesome, and what we can do, we can add icons, right? These icons in our JSX. So I'll simply say back, and I will copy this one, long arrow, copy this HTML, this one, just click on it and it will copy, and we would need a link from React Router DOM, right? So I need to import that and go back. and we would need to change this class to class name because in React we are using class name. And for 2 we'll just redirect to home page, right? And okay, it automatically added. So basically in use params you would just give a comma and import link as well. Okay, that should do it. Okay guys, was that fine?
Yes.
You're able to follow, Varun? You're not lost anymore? Okay, now what all we are missing? So we have a title, right? It's common in every page, and we are missing this page, the add video page and the delete buttons, right? So this page is complete. So what we can do, we can simply add this title in our app.js only, because that's common in every page, right? Below that it's the router, so we can add a title here. You can simply say h1 and say u vid, and I will add. Okay, awesome. Now this will be in every page. Okay, and I can copy the YouTube icon from font awesome. I'll use the square one and change this to class name. That should be it for this. Yeah, it's fine. Now what I can do, I can simply go to index.css, that's the global CSS file, and I can simply call h1 and set the text align to center and just add color of your choice. So I'm just gonna add a shade of blue, right? And I can make it a bit lighter, just like that. Okay, close enough. Okay, fine till here. This is outside the router, right? It's common for every pages. Is this clear? This is clear.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, next what do we have? We have a add page. So we can create add video page inside pages folder and RFCE add video. Now what do we have in add video? So we have a title saying add videos to your list or go back. So basically a navigation for, let's say, h2, and I'll just add videos to your list or go back. So we need to make this a link. So we need to import link from react.dom link, and link, and close this inside. Yeah. Okay, so this will also go back to this, and we need to create a route for this, right? So right after this I'll just say a route, and path will be add/add, and I can simply import add video. Let's hit enter and it will auto import again, and that should work. So if we go to add, wait, this one, add, this should, yeah, and we can go back to this. We have to add a loading screen here because it's showing white, right? So yeah, let's do that once we finish add video screen. So you know what, we can in the global style only, we can simply add h2 text align center. You know what, add h1 here, and we'll just remove this property from here. You should do it. Add. Okay, now for add videos we would need two forms, right? Okay, so one form will have a text field and the other one will have a text area. So label and let's say YouTube URL and input will be type text, type URL, and it will have a submit button, input type submit, type submit, and value would be like add a video. Okay, so we need to create a state here so we can keep track of what is the text value of this input element, right? So we can simply useState, import useState from React, and we can give array this time. We can say URL set URL equals useState, and you know what, I will be having a, let's keep it like that right now. So I'll just say value equals JavaScript object URL and set on change. So on change, I want to call a function. Well, basically I want to set this URL to the value of this, right? So on change, we'll get an event e. So what I'll do, I'll just set URL to e.target.value. So basically whatever the value of this target, so this is the target of the event, right? The target element. So the value of this will be set to the URL, right? Okay. So right now we have this, right? Let's add the styles. So what's this? Video form. Let's see. Class name equals video form. It doesn't make any change. Let's see.
Import the CSS, Arpan.
Oh, right. I bet. Thank you. Import styles dot add dot CSS. Amazing. Now where's my, oh right, I'm using a CSS variable. So what I will do, I will simply go to the index.css. I will on root element, root, I will create a primary variable, primary, and give that value of this RGB. And here also we will just use variable dash dash primary, and yeah, that should do it. Okay, this is fine. I'm just declaring a CSS variable so I can use it throughout my CSS styles. Cool. All right. So next I would need a text area. So I'll be using another form, and it should be text area, and text area is not an empty tag, so I'll just do that. And I would need another state which I will call batch URL. So I will just say batch tch, or let's make this U capital, and I'll set the value of this to this, and set batch URL to this. Awesome. Now let's see. Okay, we do have it, and to make it a little big, I'll just say rows equals 10. Let's see. Okay, awesome. Now I can check if the value is updating. I'll just go to component and I will see the add video, right, state. Let's see. Okay, it's updating the second state and it's updating the first state. Awesome. Okay, now for the initial state, I'm using the, this URL. So I'll just add this to both. So initially it'll just giving you the YouTube URL. Okay, awesome. So is that fine right now? Add multiple URLs, add multiple videos. Let's see. And here we should give URLs and one video per line. Yeah. Okay. Any problem with this page? Pretty simple, right? Any problem, guys? I've almost finished. We'll just add delete and we'll be done. So, any problem? Let's add this to home screen also. Home screen. I'll just render a paragraph tag. I'll say your collection, the collection of your favorite videos, the collection of your favorite videos. Add more. So here also we'll need link import from react.js. We'll import link, and I will just enclose this thing inside link to /add and close the link tag. Okay, what just happened? Okay, let's move it above this video tag, maybe. Yeah. Okay, I'm not sure where is the styling coming from. Video home. Okay, yeah, sure. So you can pass inline styles as well in React. So you just have to give two curly braces. This is basically we are passing a JavaScript, and inside that we are passing a JavaScript object, which will be text align center. Okay, that's how you pass inline styles in React. Add more, go back, Linux, go back. Let's add a loading screen since we have loading. So we'll just add is loading state, set is loading, and initial should be true. And whenever this is set is loading, whenever it fetches, it will just be false. And if is loading, we'll just return loading screen. That should do it. Yeah. Now we're not showing the screen. Okay. Is that fine? Should we move ahead to adding the videos, actually? Like making the request to the server to add videos. Yes, no, maybe.
Yeah, let's go ahead.
Sorry.
We can move ahead.
Okay. You guys are following, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we'll need to call useEffect. No, wait. We don't have to call useEffect this time since we are not calling the API on load. So we need to just import the API URL, right, from constants. So config and constants. Okay, now we can declare a function. What should be the function name? Post URL, post video. Okay, and this will take a E because we will be calling it on submit. On submit, we'll call post video. And to prevent defaults, we have to call prevent default. And after that, we can simply go ahead and fetch the API. So I believe it's API/video. No s. Okay, and this would be a post method, so we need to specify that because default method is get. So when we are fetching, we don't have to specify any method since the default method is get. But when we are sending something to the server, in this case we are sending the URLs, so we have to specify the post method, right? Okay, so we can simply just go body and json.stringify, and we can pass URL. Okay, let's just confirm once. So YouTube BE. So we have an endpoint. We have an endpoint post endpoint slash video, which takes URL as its body. Okay. Okay. And one more thing, we have to add headers, and we need to add content type. Content type should be application slash JSON. I hope that's fine. Let's see, add video. You have to add a header, application slash JSON headers, right? So there will be three properties in this object fetch. One will be the method, which is post. The second one will be the body. We are just stringifying the JSON, the body, right? So this is a JavaScript syntax. So when we are writing something like this, URL colon URL, the object, and when the key and value is same, we can omit this and just write one value, right? Is that fine? Let's see.
Yes.
And okay. Here I'll just say res because we have done it a couple of times, so I guess this is fine if I skip this. So let's just say then right now and result. And now we are getting two types. In result, we are getting two types. One is error, and the second one is, why am I closing this? I'll just make it full screen. Okay. So in result, we are getting error type if the video is not saved, right? And we are getting video type if the video was saved, right? So we'll just simply say if result dot type equals video, we'll redirect to the home screen, right? So to redirect, we have to import use history from reactor to DOM only, and we'll simply just initialize the hook history equals use history, and we can simply say history.push and to the home page, and else we can simply alert that URL was not added, video was not added, Phew. Okay, let's see if that works. go to add more. Let's try this with invalid URL. Okay, video was not added. Let's try with this. So this is already added. So let's try this one. Copy link address, and yeah, so I'll add a video, and I was redirected and the video was added. Awesome. Were you able to do it? You want to see the code? Any questions?
No questions.
Okay, it was clear, right? Okay. Okay, you want to see the code, or should I like move ahead to the batch videos, like multiple videos at once?
I think we can proceed.
Okay, so for multiple videos as well, we will add a on submit function. So on submit, let's declare a function called post batch. Let's go with that only. Okay, so const post batch, and again we'll be getting e, and I have actually created an endpoint for that as well. So this, yeah, so post slash videos, right? Add multiple videos at once. So we need to provide an array of videos, right? So right now we have a text, right? So let's see what do we have right now. So I'll just say e.prevent defaults first of all, and then let's console log the batch URL. We have batch URL. That's, yeah. So let's go to the add more, and I'll add multiple URLs just to test. I have this, so I'll just add this here. Let's open up my console and clear it and add. Okay, so right now I have a string, right? This is a string which is, which have \n after every line, right? So we need to split the string and convert it to the array, right? So video array, const video array. Oh, come on, video array. Yeah, it will be batch URL, not split, and I want to split it at \n, right? And let's console log that. Now let's try it again, and now we have an array of 16 elements, right? And we have this 15 empty array. So let's trim that first. Trim the string, then try again. So now we should have array of 15 elements, right? And we don't have that empty string now. Awesome. And now we can simply call that. Since this is very similar, I will just copy and paste it here, and I have to pass to the videos, not videos, and again I have to pass, I'm not sure what's the param, videos. Okay, so I have to pass videos, which will be our video array. Okay, I'll remove this and let's check. It was really similar, so I didn't add it there. Okay, so let's add multiple videos, and it's redirected to the home page. Awesome. And all the videos were added. Amazing. So yeah, was it fine?
Yes.
You were able to add batch URLs. Okay, so the only thing left is delete individual videos and delete all the videos. So let's go ahead and tackle that. So in the video page, you know what, let's keep it inside the home page only. So I'll add delete const delete video. Let's see, we should get an ID of the video that we want to delete, and then we need to call this method delete video slash video ID, right? So yeah, we need to fetch API $, yeah, then video, then ID, again $, and ID. And obviously this we need to pass the method here as well, since the method is delete, delete, and then we can, well, we can reload the page, right? What should we do after deleting? Let's see, res, then we'll pass res.json, and we can simply say res dot then res, and let's see what should we do. Okay, right here we can add a delete handler, and we'll pass delete video, right? And inside video we would add a delete button, so button, and I would need font awesome delete, so font awesome delete, or trash icon, so let's see this one, trash alt. Yeah, so I'll just add that here and delete, and I'll say on click I wanna run a function which will be delete handler, and we will pass the ID to that, and that should delete, right? This should delete the video, and if we refresh, this should be gone. Yeah, so we need to refresh the video after the delete, well, after it is deleted, right? So we cannot push it because it's already on that page. So what should we do to refresh the page? Let me see, what did I do? On home page I did, okay, set, okay, basically we will filter out the videos. Okay, so what we can do on the home page, we can simply filter out the ID that we deleted, right? So we'll simply set the videos with videos dot filter video and video dot ID not equal ID which we are getting. Okay, so this should re-render, force to re-render the page, and that should be it, I guess. Let's check. Yeah, awesome. Did you get this part?
Yes.
Sorry?
Yes.
Awesome. I'll just add a class name. I guess I have something in styles, video, delete button or something. Yeah, delete button. So I'll just add this class name, and yeah, there we have it, delete button. Now the only thing left is delete all videos, and inside homepage only we just have to call videos with delete method, and we'll set the videos to an empty array, right? And we don't need ID, we just have to pass I don't know, a button only. Wait, home page. Do we have a style? Delete all. Okay. We have a delete all div. Inside that we will have a button. So class name, delete all div. Then we'll have button, and on click it should delete all the videos. So delete all videos. Delete all videos. So delete all videos. Okay, now let's see if it does that. Amazing. Now when we reload, it doesn't show us anything. We can add more. We can go ahead and add all these videos. And yeah, we do have a starting point, and yeah, were you able to delete that? Oh god. Were you able to do that? Yes, no?
Yes.
Yes.
Awesome. So now just one thing, uh, when there's no video like this, we need to show something, right? So let's do that next. We'll just say videos dot length greater than 0, then show this, right? Else we'll simply well, let's copy this paragraph and say there are no videos, add here. There are no videos, start adding here. Cool. All right, so any questions? Or was it crystal clear? I've got to delete this link. That actually completes our app. Okay, we need to, okay, you can do that.
Arpan, can you
Yeah.
tell from where we can get title logo? You can see that, right? React app one logo is there, customizable.
This one?
Yeah, there's a logo right there. You can see, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you want to change the logo?
Yeah.
Okay, so logo is basically from HTML. So this fave icon, you can see this thing.
Yes. Oh.
Just we can actually use any PNG or ICO. Basically, for fave icons, it's recommended to use ICO, but you can simply do that via link tag. So basically, wait, it should be here somewhere. Yeah. So link rel icon and then just give fave icon.ico, the path name for that. And when we are at it, let's change the title of the app. Let's give it uvid. Wait. So this is simply like how you do it in HTML, right? So let's reload and this should be updated. If you want to see that, we can, update the fave icon right here. If you want to, you can use any PNG icon. Let's say Instagram icon. Let's download it. Save image as. Using downloads only, or let's say fave icon PNG and PNG to ICO. Downloads fave icon. Oh wait, I have this. Okay. Convert. download. I'll simply choose my project directory, so it basically replaces that. So app projects and then React workshop, uvid, public, and here only I'll just remove the fave icon, and just overwrite, and that should change it. Yeah, Instagram icon.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Okay, so any questions apart from this?
No questions.
Okay. So I will share a feedback link on the WhatsApp group only. So please fill it up. It was my first event, so it would really help, good or bad. Just tell me, okay? And I guess we can wrap up if you don't have any questions, or if you want to just chat, anything. Any questions? You want to chat, or should we wrap up? Okay, can we take a pic right now? Like, can you turn on the cameras? Like, a few people. Can you? Or I'll just take this screen only. Okay. Wait.
No one else.
Hey, thank you. Hi. Okay, I'll just take a pic. Anyone else? Or should I take? Okay. Okay, thank you all.
Urban, actually, I had one thing to tell that I followed the code pretty well, but I got lost in the middle somewhere. So I
Okay.
don't have that version code.
Okay, no problem. I'll be sharing the code if you want. I can share it on the GitHub. I'll share the link on the WhatsApp.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
That will be
Alright.
better.
Okay, I'll share it. Okay, I'll share it. No problems. Okay, then we can wrap. Thank you, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.